Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm holding this note out as long as I can because I'm going to do it for a long time. Brownie. Oh, boy.
I'm assuming we're on Restream today, Chris?
We are on Restream. We were on Get Vocal a little bit earlier today, just testing stuff out there, doing some sort of beta stuff. So we were working on a Lego project earlier.
A Lego project, you say?
There's not a really good way for me to punch it.
I know,
So.
I know.
You can see
Wink,
R2-D2.
wink. Woo, he's right here.
Or you can see the Gonk droid.
Somehow.
Kara's so mad at these droids.
Yep.
You'll have to tune in to our review.
Yeah, go to youtube.com/Burkable in like 1 to 20 weeks and it'll be out there.
Okay, I'm going to take just a second to talk about it. I did want they made an R2-D2 Master Collector's Edition version of R2-D2.
Yeah.
And the thing goes for hundreds of dollars. And so when this came out, I was like, oh, sweet, I can get a Lego made R2-D2 because we have BD1. So I thought it would be cool to have an R2-D2 made out of Lego. The problem is you get one engine for 3 droids, and it can only be in one at a time. Mm-hmm. And R2-D2 can't, at least the other two can stand without it. R2-D2 can't even stand upright as a display piece without the engine installed. So if we wanted to play with the mouse droid or play with the Gonk droid, R2-D2 would be worthless as a display piece, which is really a bummer. So I think it's probably just going to stay this way.
Did you check on eBay to see how much just the motor goes for?
I should find it. But then here's the other thing, too. I was excited to have a Lego motor because there's like people who do all this fun stuff with Lego motors. Yeah, nope.
Completely different style motor.
Yeah, it's a completely different style. It's like a proprietary motor. It's ridiculous.
I'm just salty at it, so.
Understandably.
Yep.
But a lot of stuff has happened this past week. These PlayStation 5 and Xbox has hit the market, and that has been riddled with its own set of problems. I guess we'll just, and then the Mandalorian, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But
well, with spoilers, so be prepared. Welcome back, Gabe. Yes, this is technically the earlier episode is the bonus episode, but yeah, we're getting a double dose of Rise the Podcast today.
I called it that you were going to, I was like, oh, Gabe will probably be like, oh, they're going live? What the heck? This is early.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for joining in.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hello.
So we're going to take a second, though, to talk about consoles. So the first thing is,
the first thing is, you say consoles?
He does say
it's
consoles.
Console.
It's console, yeah.
That's fine. I just wanted to point it out this one time that I'm aware of it. Other people are probably aware of it.
I corrected him before, and he's like, consoles.
It's not a group of people that are giving you advice and wisdom.
Right. Well, see,
it's a box.
Yeah. Console just sounds ridiculous, though. Console. It's a console.
It's not a console. It's console.
It rolls together. Anyways,
yeah,
in typical internet troll fashion, people have been picking fun at the Xbox, and I've heard a couple things about PlayStation, but mostly is targeting the Xbox. And the first thing is there's all these overheating videos that magically came out, and it's been
smoking.
It's been debunked that people are blowing vape into them because the air intake's on the bottom. You blow vape on the bottom and then just cut that off from your video, and then it looks like it's smoking. So the official
just another
Xbox,
reason to hate people that vape.
the official Xbox Twitter said verbatim, "We can't believe we're saying this, but please do not blow vape into your Xbox."
Well, here's the thing: there's sugar in vape.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, there's all sorts of crazy stuff in there.
Yeah, so what you're doing is basically there is sugar exhaling with the vape, and so you're just gumming up all the crap inside your Xbox.
Yeah, and then it'll start smoking for real.
Yeah,
right, exactly. So it's like, are you really that stupid? I mean, you are vaping, but are you really
Oh,
jeez.
Rise the Podcast, firmly anti-vape.
I'm a hygienist. Of course I'm anti-vape.
Gabe, now I have to know, do you consume tobacco? If you feel free to share. Or caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, Jonathan said, I saw earlier, I thought I had missed it. Glad I can join in on the fun. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should put up a poll, I guess. We love Restream for certain purposes. Restream allows us to go to multiple locations at once and does the awesome chat. Get Vocal is a new and upcoming platform that makes it really easy to collaborate with other people and bring them on the podcast, but they're missing a lot of the functionality of Restream that we're missing. So we're still trying to figure out which one we're going to go with. And Chris was just excited to try some new features that are non-existent or not there yet.
Yeah, it's just one of those. I had gotten an email because I'm the administrator on that particular account. running media channels is just sort of ridiculous. It's like, what email do we use for this? What's the login for that? We haven't used this in like 2 weeks. When was the last time we posted something on Instagram? Never.
I have started now.
Have you? I was gonna say, I know I posted a waffle, BB-8 waffle one. Like,
so what I do now is the page manager for the Facebook page allows you to just repeat your post on Instagram with one shot.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
I just send it to both, and we've been getting followers. We're at like 85 followers now on Instagram.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, it's get that is.
Do you use
there.
hashtag or anything?
Yeah, I use hashtags.
I should check. I on my personal Instagram, I post like sporadically, and it's like, and you can tell it's usually it'll be like May and June, and then like November, and then occasionally it'll just be like one random one in between here and there, but there'll be like two like heavy like 2-week bursts where I just like post all the time. Because it's like I'm gonna up my Instagram game this year, and like I feel like I take interesting photos or whatever. And just randomly, people, I'm guessing, are just searching hashtags and finding stuff. I'll just gain followers from a post from 2 years ago.
Isn't that awesome? I don't know. Instagram.
Not that I use Facebook really either, but of the non-Facebook social medias, Instagram I think is the easiest to understand.
Right.
And
Yeah.
is like the most interactive. Like Twitter's cool and you can have direct interaction with basically anybody.
Right.
But you have to like cut through the noise.
I hate
Yeah.
it.
and it's like, ugh.
It's confusing to use. But
No, hello Chimera, by the way. He said from Latin Operation Forces. He said
oh,
hello.
hello.
Hey.
Well, I know why you guys are here. I mean, Gabriel knows now, but I have an Xbox Series X at home, and there's a story that goes along with that.
Here, 1 second here. So David Let, I don't know, David A. said he had a PS5 in his basket, put in his shipping info, went to put in his credit card information, and then they took it out of his cart.
I will
happens all the
talk
time.
about all of that.
Yeah,
I will talk
yep.
about all of it. Now I want a PS5 for what it's worth. I want it because I didn't know Little Big Planet was out. But anyways, all right, here we go.
Which I
Annie
did tell
says she
him about
loves
like
Instagram.
2 months ago. I told you Sackboy Adventure was gonna come out.
Well, not only that. Okay. I, as a person that likes to cause pain to themselves, a masochist.
Yes.
I'm a masochist, okay? I enjoy the video game Dark Souls.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is extremely difficult. Okay, so there's Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and then they remastered a game called Demon Souls for the PS5, and it's a PS5 exclusive. So between that game and Sackboy, Little Big Planet, are the two games that I really want to play on a PS5. But all right, Xbox Series X, let's go back to this. So for pre-order day, as many of you know, bots have taken over the internet. They run that world. They run it.
Yeah.
All we
And-
can say is add CAPTCHA to the.
Okay, I want to talk
That's
about that
all
too.
we can.
Okay, Kara is wearing Baby Yoda makeup. Her eyeshadow is specifically, what was the name of the color you picked from the
I
palette?
think Precious Cargo, Babyface, and
Frog legs. Isn't there a frog one?
there's a frog one, but it's the one right next to it. It's not the frog one. It's I can't remember the name of it.
So this just came out. This is a long tangent for talking about Xboxes. But she calls me and she says, hey, they're selling Baby Yoda eyeshadow. Here's the day that it's going on sale. And this is like a week or two ago. That's it. And so she calls me and tells me, I go on the website, I'm sitting there, 9 a.m., bam, I fire up the computer, I click refresh on the page, and it says, you are in line. Okay, all right, I am in line. So I waited about 5 minutes. And then it was like, you are now shopping. You have 15 minutes to add to your cart, do everything, and check out. So I was like, all right, sweet. So I add the $16 only. That's it, $16. That's not bad.
It's
Makeup.
ColourPop makeup. It's cheap,
Makeup into
but really nice.
into the cart, do my checkout information, and when I go to click pay, it has me do CAPTCHA to make sure I'm not a robot. And then I complete the transaction, and it worked great. I got what she wanted. And they sold out within, I'd say, about a half an hour, okay, of this makeup. $16, they had a queue, and they had CAPTCHA, okay? When I went to do the pre-orders, Amazon website crashed. Amazon, half their business model behind the scenes is running web servers.
Yeah, AWS.
That's their job, and they didn't have enough stuff to be able to serve everybody. Microsoft, who just won the contract beating out Amazon for web services, their website crashed. Walmart, Sam's Club, everybody's website crash because of bots. No one could get a pre-order. I know 16 people who attempted to get a Xbox pre-order. One person was able to navigate and get through. And people are proud when they do something of their own volition. You cut down a tree with an axe, you feel good about it. Like you did it.
Unless you're George Washington, and then you have to apologize for it.
Unless you're George Washington. Or you buff your car and you get done and you're like, it's shiny and it looks really nice, right? You feel good when you do something. When the tree falls over because lightning struck it, you don't feel proud of that job because you didn't do it, right? So when you go to buy one, it has nothing to do with your own abilities. You can even have like the best internet, the best whatever to try to give yourself an edge. It doesn't help you. The only way to get through is a bot and luck. Because I don't know why there is no CAPTCHA. Why did Xbox or Amazon have no way to weed out bots? Are you kidding me?
All they want to do is make money. They don't care.
They don't care. So Xbox pre-orders
got me.
$16 makeup knows how to sell stuff online. Multiple multinational retailers can't figure it out.
That deals with electronics.
Yeah.
Doesn't know how to figure it out. So buying things online is an absolute nightmare. I cringe every single time I have to buy something online. It is a nightmare.
Star Wars Day is a huge
and it's been that way with this, like the Star Wars.
And Disney, another gigantic multinational retailer,
doesn't know how to do it, and so it's been super frustrating. So.
Brad says, whenever I feel like I may be a replicant, I take a CAPTCHA test. Can I identify all the road signs?
Right.
How many bicycles are there?
So because of...
Brad says you can tell when you're on a rake because your cheeks are getting red.
Because of Walmart, all right?
Yes.
Walmart. So the other solution is when the Switch came out, we just waited in line. Not a big deal. Got there at like 6 a.m. They opened at 8. We stood outside for half an hour. They gave out numbers. We got a Switch on launch day. Not a big deal. But because of Walmart, no one can stand in line anymore. The solution? Let's sell them online. That is a horrible solution because nobody who wants to buy one can
buy
get
online
one.
to pick up in store.
So for example, I like the concept, Walmart. You had a little thing going for you. I like
Real
the concept.
Walmart,
Yeah,
not
real Wa-
Walmart.
yeah.
Yeah, real Walmart.
This is where it starts getting confusing.
That retailer, Walmart, they launched the PS5 on Thursday in waves. So at 9 a.m., noon, 3, 6, and
8.
9 p.m. or 8 both Eastern versus Central. Every 3 hours, a batch of consoles would go on sale. Nice in theory, because at least when you get screwed over, you have another shot to get screwed over. You can get screwed over multiple times instead of just one shot and being done. So I tried to help my friend get a PS5. Didn't work. Digital, didn't get one. Disc version, didn't get one. Tried all 5 attempts or how many ever attempts there were that day. And I really wanted to help him get one.
Yeah.
So I went over to eBay to just to tickle my fancy, to see if maybe $100 markup would be worth it to get it for my friend. Just maybe. Nope. $950 and a guy had 10 of them for sale. That was one vendor.
The 10 for sale was $1,950.
$1,950 and he had 10 of them. One person, one seller account does not get 10 PlayStations without bots.
Do you remember back when the whole Walmart thing started and people
COVID Walmart or Walmart Walmart?
And people, well, the context of this next sentence would have said.
Okay. Oh, got it. Sorry.
And people were like getting like in big trouble for like hoarding like Lysol and stuff like that and price
Toilet
gouging.
paper,
Yes.
Lysol, hand
Like,
sanitizer.
If we have a mechanism in place to prevent price gouging,
Right.
why can we not utilize this? Like, I understand there's a difference between a luxury item and Xbox and something that could be potentially life-saving, like hand sanitizer or toilet paper or something like
Right.
that. Stuff that's like necessary for survival versus frivolous for most people.
Right. Yeah.
But the mechanism is still in place, right? It's not that hard to be like, if people can make a bot to snipe a purchase on a website, you can make a bot to see if somebody's reselling something at a higher price on eBay.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's a website that tells you like the entire price history of every item on Amazon, and I use that all the time. But like the thing about it is, it's not hard to prevent bots.
No, yeah, it's like CAPTCHA.
hard. CAPTCHA is the simple one.
Speaking of CAPTCHA, Jonathan said I've literally messed those up before. I've messed up CAPTCHAs too.
Oh yeah.
So
I question it. I'll be like, well, there's a tiny little piece of the crosswalk. Does that count?
yeah,
You know?
no, yeah. So yeah, the picture ones, which do you know why they use picture CAPTCHAs? It's to train AI.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I've always heard that. Oh, on the flip side of it is to train AI. I've always heard about you can get CAPTCHAs wrong, but if the majority of human beings answer the same way, it'll still validate you.
Yes. Yeah.
So it tells like how long you take to click is part of the CAPTCHA.
Yeah. The word version CAPTCHA.
Yep.
But yeah, the image based ones. Not only are they using it to sort of differentiate, and they intentionally make ones like that where there's like a little piece missing, or like there's a stop sign and you get like a corner of it. It's like, are you going to click on that or not? It's to train AIs on how to identify objects.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
So they're using it for two purposes, which is very, very interesting to me.
So sooner or later, bots are going to be able to bypass CAPTCHAs as well.
No, because the people who make the bots don't have access to the Google AI or Google engine to understand them.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, bots can probably guess correctly. Like if you have 10,000 bots and you only have to click 6 out of 10 squares correctly, I just know they can have bot prevention.
Yeah.
Latin Operation Forces agrees with me. Like they don't. Game companies are generating millions of dollars on these consoles. They don't care about if it's bots or regular people.
I know.
It's so frustrating, though. It's like, well, for our friend trying to get the PS5, Jeremy was on his computer on our internet. I was on my phone using data, and then our friend was at his home on his computer, and none
Yep.
of us got one. It's
None of those people. So here's the other worst part. Everybody knows, right? That there was somebody who commented on it earlier, Chris. You get it in your cart. That's the worst part because we have this thing where we have this online world and then we have a digital world, and the digital world resembles the online world. So could you imagine
Online and digital, you mean offline?
the real world.
Yes, yeah.
The real world. So this whole theory of putting it into your cart, that is the point at which the item should be reserved.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
It's like literally someone stealing it out of your physical hands.
Nothing is worse
If
than
I was shopping and I had all my stuff in my cart and some loser was like, I want that, and took it out of my cart, I would fight them. I would fight them.
We personified that with the video we made in May. We personified it. But if we took it
Yep.
to an actual store, do you know how hilarious that would be? Like you keep grabbing it and somebody walks by and takes it. So you grab the next one, somebody takes it out of your cart. Oh, that's not in stock, but it's right there. No, it's not. It's like, it's so frustrating to be able to add it to your cart but not complete the transaction.
Yeah.
If it just said out of stock, that's one thing. Like if it just went straight to out of stock, whatever. But the fact that it has to slow down enough to let you get it into your cart. And then even for Walmart, they're like, oh, put your credit card information in as a preferred method. Well, there you go, Walmart. My card's in there as a preferred method now. My shipping address. Everything is already preloaded in my account. All I had to do was click add to cart, checkout. Well, then it makes you confirm that your address is still correct. Then you have to confirm your payment information. And with all of the real people trying to buy them, and then all of the bots, the servers just couldn't handle it. That's where I'm talking about the luck comes through and the whole cutting down. Like that's where it's not even on your own. Like it's luck whether you get it or not. So it doesn't even feel good if you get it. So that was all leading up to the how I got a Series X. Is so no one would let you stand in
That's
line
where
anymore.
we're going with this.
No one would let you stand in line anymore, except for the company I'm surprised is still around, GameStop.
I'm surprised. I miss Funko Land. Just
I
as
do
an
too.
aside.
I do too.
But GameStop, yes.
So
One of our
GameStop-
GameStops has closed in the area, apparently.
But so GameStop, they don't care. You can still stand in line at GameStop. So
The people that are willing to give you $8 for a $60 game.
Oh, man.
It doesn't surprise me that they're willing to let you stand outside and get killed.
that's right. So you can stand out line outside at GameStop. So my buddy calls me up, David, and he's like, dude, they're putting out a sign and it's going to say how many they have at 6:30 p.m. on the day before launch day. Now we were up shopping in the area at around 3 p.m. So we go there so I was like, Kara, let's go now over to GameStop and let's see. You're pregnant. Let's see if we can get it out of them. Like,
That I
many
think
they
is a little
have.
manipulative.
so
Jeremy.
Kara walks in, holding her back.
Oh, come on.
I can only use a Series X.
I did okay. I will say this. I was like, oh man. I was like, I really want to get one because I'm gonna have 3 months off. Obviously I have a kid, but I'll have 3
But you can
months
just
off.
ignore him while you're playing your Xbox.
I'll be napping. It's fine. So I was like, I really want to get one.
So we get there, and the guy's like, I can't tell you. You have to wait for the sign to go up. So if GameStop corporate, if you're watching, which you should be, you'd learn a lot about your customer base if you watched our show. If you are paying attention, your employee did not rat out how many they had. But here's what he said. He told me two things. A, they have way less than 10 coming. And B, people are coming. 4 people are coming at 7.
Yeah,
That's
he was
what
like,
said,
I've got some
verbatim.
friends coming at 7.
Verbatim. So I called David back up. I'm like, dude, it's way less than 10, and he's got people coming at 7. So Dave's like, he's just chomping at the bit. I'm chomping at the bit. It's like, dude, what time are we going to get there? Do we do it? Do we do it? Do we go at 6 p.m.? Do we get there ahead of 7 p.m.? Do we wait 16 hours in line for Xboxes? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because we didn't have to wait online and fight with the bots.
It's sad when 16 hours of your life
is worth more than the frustration of adding it to the cart and shopping.
Yep.
So we get there at 6, right? Me and a couple friends, David, Jarrett, we get there, we get our lawn chairs, boom, they have a nice little interior area we can sit. We're sitting there, we're waiting, and 7 o'clock rolls around, we're like, yeah, people number 4, you're not gonna get, your spots or whatever. Nobody shows up. The sign goes up, and here's the official number. They were getting 6 Xbox Series X's and 1 S. That's it.
I'm going to pause you just for a moment to catch up on some chat. Latin operation for it. So Chimera says, this is why we convinced Gabe to make the switch to PC instead of Series X since he's an Xbox fanboy, LOL. And he says, by the way, I love your PC, Jeremy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I put it in the Discord.
And then
I love Gabe's PC.
And then Brad says, I 10% do not trust that employee. That sounds fishy. And then he's like, oh, 100%. I had to say the 10% though, because it really made me laugh. And he's like, I kind of don't. But so he's like, he thinks that maybe he was like baiting you into.
Well,
now you continue your story.
So here's what the worst part is. 8 o'clock rolls around, 9 o'clock rolls around, nobody else is around. It's just me, David, and Jarrett. And so David looks at me and he goes, what did he say? And I said that he's got people coming at 7. He goes, do you think he meant AM? And I was like, oh, I suppose I should have clarified that. Guys, no one else showed up in line to get one until 4:45 a.m.
And this dude
And
cut himself into first
Our
spot.
original plan, before the people showing up at 7 o'clock thing happened, was to get up at 4 and head there, and we would have got there at 4:30. We totally would have got one. So truly, I waited from 6 at night until, 4 a.m. before it mattered that I was actually physically
10 hours wasted.
So,
And he took my car, so I had to take his car to work.
which is really short to the ground. And
It's a Mini Cooper, which I'm totally fine with. It's got a supercharger in it, stick shift.
And maybe that's why the clutch needed to be replaced.
No.
That's why I let her take it. 'Cause it doesn't matter what happened.
I am a good driver when it comes to
You've
stick.
had your learner clutch.
No, you
The
were the
red
one.
car
The red
was your learner clutch.
The only
The
reason that
Honda or whatever it
broke.
was.
Okay, so the only reason that one broke was because it was icy out. I put on my brakes and I slid into a truck that had a thing.
A ball hitch.
The ball hitch about this far out from his stupid truck.
That's a world record length ball hitch. It's actually it's like this long. But,
It ran into my car and it hit the slave.
He backed into you, huh?
Brad says married fight incoming.
Oh, you have no idea. She
Anyway,
calls me.
and-
She tells me, "Oh, I'm in an accident." I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm at McDonald's." I'm like, "What?" I slid into the guy. If I hit a stupid ball hitch.
The guy came storming out of his car and he's like, "What were you doing on your cell phone?" I was like, "No!" Like crying.
And then his wife was super nice.
His
and-
wife was nice. Like, it was icy.
Because she's like, this ball hitch is sticking out.
What did I tell you about that, Richard? You need to take that off.
Anyway, continue your story.
So anyway, some cool things are I made a couple of new friends. It took us a while. The guy that showed up at 4:05. So what we did is we put our chairs out in front of the mall entrance to where this GameStop is. And we were going to make a pact with anyone who showed up. If you have something to reserve your place in line, you can add it 4, 5, 6 etc., so we can all wait in our cars and be warm. And he just said no, and he was going to stand there. So he took first spot because of that, because he wanted to stand out in the cold. So then what we did is we got hyper vigilant, and we got in our cars, and David and Jarrett and I were all looking around. And anybody who pulled into the parking lot, we're like, are they coming over? Nope, they're not coming. Okay, good. We can sit in our cars a little bit longer. And so poor Dollar Tree people, they make their employees get there at 5 a.m. All the Dollar Tree employees
What
got
time
there
do they
at 5.
open?
I don't
Like
know.
8, 9?
But they were there at 5. Like
That's-
6 people walked into Dollar Tree at 5 in the morning.
Well, they might be
gosh.
making meth.
Maybe they're stocking shelves. Who knows?
Yeah,
but
I guess.
that's brutal. So we kept seeing all the Dollar Tree people, and then
Dollar
sometimes-
Tree, by the way, best dollar store.
Is it?
Absolutely the best. The only place where everything's a dollar.
Oh, really?
Like
It's a true dollar store.
Dollar General, Family Dollar,
Dollar
Tree.
Tree. Got
That's
it.
where it's at.
I'll have to go in there and check it out. They're still around.
If you want to get just like a bunch of random stuff and feel like a millionaire for like $19,
Go to Dollar Tree.
it's like, buy all your snacks there.
They've got greeting cards.
They've got
like
everything.
Birthday cards.
Really?
And
When
stuff
do
like
you
that.
go there?
Decorations,
I've gone there with Ashley
gift
before.
bags.
Yep.
They got like you literally like if it's not something you absolutely need either to be brand new or name brand.
Huh.
Go to the-
Jeremy's never going to let me shop for cards or gift bags at Target again.
It's
You know, the
ridiculous.
markup
It's
on those
awesome.
things is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, especially since they're just pieces of cardboard. I have an admission to make, by the way.
What's that?
I didn't record the first 33 minutes of the podcast. I'll just pull it off.
gosh.
I'll just pull it off on one of the live streams. But
That's fine. Yeah.
I literally made the exact same mistake I made during the Halloween one because I was like,
Just-
I don't want to just record 15 minutes of nothing at the
Right,
beginning,
right.
so I wait on hitting record stream. But then I'm like so like worried that the stupid program buttons aren't going to work,
Right.
That I forget to hit start recording before I roll the intro.
That's funny.
Okay.
So if people notice a quality difference between like the 32 minute and the 33 minute mark, it's because I had to salvage part of this from a live stream.
Oh my
so
gosh.
so to finish the story, another person showed up, and so here, you learn a lot when you shop and you spend all this time. Here's 16 hours of my life I got to spend with my best friends. Okay, that was really fun.
I wasn't there.
Well, you weren't there. You
Kara
could have
wasn't
been.
there.
Apparently, Ryan wanted to be there, and he didn't know because we don't talk, and we should, I guess. Ryan could have gone.
You don't owe Ryan anything.
But I did get to spend time, and I told David, David's got 2 kids at home, and it was nice. I was like, David, when we actually got to hang out like this, it's been a while. When the Xbox 360 came out, we went to the launch night of the Xbox 360, waited in line at midnight in Best Buy, and that was a really fun memory because I think that was when Skyrim came out and like Halo Remastered or some other things. He just sent me the picture today of the 9. Like we bought 9 things that day, and that was a long time ago. So
Well,
it was,
I know that Skyrim was November 11th of 2011. I think the Xbox
So it was just whatever.
360 came out. Didn't the 360 come out in like 09?
I want to say it did. So it was definitely the Skyrim launch that I was thinking of, though, because there was all these other fun games that came out.
Yeah, that was a big day. Black Ops 2 came out that day.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
I have posters
can
for both of them
reference
at my house that both say 11, 11, 11 on them.
That was a fun night. Here's the picture. Here's what he got. We got Forza Motorsports 4. He has Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in that picture.
That's what it was. Modern Warfare 3.
Yep, Skyrim, Halo, the Combat Anniversaries, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Saints Row.
Oh,
of them.
Revelations is so good.
All of that 9 years ago. So that was 2011, Chris. You're 100% right. So there's
Yeah.
the picture from David that he sent me of all the stuff he got.
Pretty
And-
classic games in there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a strong list.
2011, pretty strong.
It was a good year to be a gamer.
Yeah.
I still have been just playing Skyrim a couple months ago. Not even that long ago.
Oh yeah, I've been playing through it again. I mean, it's been a minute since I have, but
I love Skyrim.
It's
I was
an
talking
excellent
earlier.
game.
It's like I would keep waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 to come out.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so PC advantage thing. Where so Steam had a sale. I got Morrowind. So Elder Scrolls 3.
Yes.
I got Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim
Oblivion is awesome too.
for $30.
That is epic. Dude,
And they were all like the game of the year, like all the DLC editions.
I have Fallout 4 for the Steam VR headset. And it is absolutely insane. It is
Oh.
insane. Because you know how you shoot, right?
Yeah.
Instead of pointing your character at the mud crab, you can literally put your hand up over obstacles
Yeah.
and shoot down at the mud crab and stuff.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
But when they run at you, you have to teleport jump to move because walking makes people sick. So you just point your VR hand and you point where you want to go and you teleport there. So when you're you're trying to get away. You got like one hand on your gun and you're back hopping, trying to like shoot from these mud crabs. And it's scary because they run at you and everything's much bigger than you'd guess in VR. Like Codsworth.
Death claws.
Death claws are legitimately
They're
12 feet or 10 feet tall.
huge.
So when you look, you're looking up at them, and Codsworth is your height. The little robot guy that helps you out.
You're Mr. Handy.
Mr. Handy, yeah. Or are you laughing at Mr. Handy or someone's comment? Oh,
I mean, but...
Well, then there's the Red Rocket gas station and all the other fun innuendos they slap into Fallout.
I was actually going to ask you, do either of your VR headsets work as just like screen mirroring? Like you can just like have it... both do it or just
the Steam one for sure. I don't know why I can't think of it. It's the Vive. The Vive for sure does.
Because I was wondering, so this is a complete non sequitur. But I was like, somebody had just, I always have my eyes open for camera gear and stuff, right?
Yep.
And one of the coolest things that I've seen people do is what they'll set up an iPad that's getting a wireless video feed from like whatever camera you're using, and then they'll have it's just a crank on the side, and you have a wireless follow focus to like, so like you have a person that's operating your camera, and then someone's just dedicated to doing the focus.
Yeah.
Which is like good if you have like your camera on the end of like a jib or something or whatever. You physically can't get up there to focus it or something, right. or focus is hypercritical and just need somebody solely dedicated on that. And they've like even terrestrially, like if you just have two people on the same camera, sometimes you just have a focus puller because that's how important the job is.
Right.
And I was like, it'd be kind of cool. So I was watching this thing. So normally wireless video feed transmitters are $1,500+
Right.
Right. And there's this one that's like $700 or something. I was like, oh, that's like, granted, it's still $700.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. And then the guy was showing like this rig that he had built up with it with like his iPad and stuff that it was like mirroring the thing and how he was using it as a wireless follow focus like thing or whatever. And I was like, oh, it'd be pretty cool if you could just like have a headset on.
Yeah.
So like literally all you can see is the image and then you just know what you're supposed to focus to or whatever. So then you just have like your little control box and your headset.
That'd be sweet. Yeah. And then it'd be in your face. You wouldn't be able to not see it. Yeah. It absolutely acts as a mirror as well.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. You can mirror it off your computer.
Got a couple of messages to catch up with here.
And then there's a little bit more to the Xbox story before we move on to Mando.
Yep. We got to keep on breaking away and then coming back in. Latin operations, or so Gabe says, it happened during our recording earlier too. We didn't record the first few minutes. It's so easy to miss. There's so many buttons. Mm-hmm. And then he also says, check out the Ubisoft new subscription service, Ubisoft Plus. I didn't even hear about that.
I didn't hear about that at all.
If you have any more information about that, go ahead and send it our way, and we'll discuss. I believe that was from Chimera. So
okay, so what? The one thing I love about Xbox is their Game Pass. Like, that's the dope thing. And they're trying to get it put onto PS5. We'll see how that goes. That's why I think they bought Bethesda, because they're threatening maybe in the background to keep Skyrim and stuff like these console exclusives to Xbox now unless they allow Game Pass to be put onto the PlayStation Store. Because Xbox isn't going for volume anymore. They're going for licensing purely is all they're focusing on. Mm-hmm. But, so anyways, all right. So one guy shows up at... the employees were hyper vigilant. The one guy's in line in front of us, standing outside freezing. We've got 3 chairs there that represent David, myself, and Jarrett, and then no one else after that until about 5:45. This guy gets out. He's absolutely awesome. He works at Walmart in Cloquet. He knew Walmart was getting some in stock, and he was going to have to fight with them online. And even he knew he wasn't going to be able to get one being an employee there because it was literally online only. They were not allowed to go through the point-of-sale system of the store. It had to be purchased online. And so he was up there. It was awesome to get to know him. I have his gamer tag. I'm going to add him as a friend. They both checked out Rise of the Podcast. They could be watching tonight. We'll
Maybe.
See. Hi, if you're there, hello. Say hello in the chat. I think one of them's name is Roberto. He was the awesome one from Walmart. I did not catch their guy's name who was put himself into number 1.
But then
you're not salty about it at all, Jeremy.
He did buy Jeremy coffee.
He did buy me a coffee at the end. But so anyways... So we see Roberto get up, and so then the 3 of us mad dash to our chairs. We sit down in our chairs, and now we're committed. We're like, we're going to have to sit here until it's cold, a little after 5 in the morning. Talk to Roberto, and then David had brought a big propane heater. So David busted out his heater for everybody, and we're all standing around there. We got this nice big heater going. We're having a good time. It was still pretty fun. So here's the thing I feel bad about. This guy had pulled up in his truck and then left. And he pulled up again 10 minutes later, and he hung out for like 40 minutes, and then he left. Then he pulled back up, and he was just sitting there. And at this point... Roberto has definitely been there. We've got 5 people in line, and they have 1 Xbox left. So then another vehicle pulls up, and there's 2 guys in that vehicle. So vehicle A with 1 guy and vehicle B with 2 guys, both of them are all there. So there's 3 people and only 1 Xbox X and 1 S left, okay, at this point. I really wanted to walk up or just be like, they've got 1 left, and let everybody know, but I didn't. I just
watch them fight each other.
That is right, as they just run up. So the 2 guys finally get out of their vehicle at about 6:45, and they walk up. They're super excited. They're like, hey, man, we're going to get some Xbox X's. We're like, hey, we've been here for how many hours? They have 6 of these, 1 of these. One of you guys isn't getting an X. One of you is getting an S.
So what is the difference, by the way, between the 2?
So they both, one's got a disk drive. The X has a disk drive. The S has no disk drive. It's digital only. And it will do max of 1440p. It won't even do 4K.
Okay.
So from what I could tell, an Xbox One X is actually better than an Xbox Series S. But an Xbox Series S will play any next-gen game.
Okay.
So there's that. So the guy opted to go with an S, and that was that. There was our 7 people. Truly, anybody else after that wasn't going to get a system. And so the last guy that was sitting in his truck finally gets out, and he comes up, and he's all excited. Now, here's the bummer thing. This guy was technically here earlier, even before Roberto. But he didn't get out of his truck until he was 8th in line. And so we told him, sorry, man, like, they're not going to have any. So he hung out for about an hour and a half, and at 7 o'clock, GameStop opened up the mall part, even though they didn't open till 10. And then at about 9 o'clock, they passed out these slips that guaranteed you one. And as soon as they did that, they said, if you don't have a slip in your hands, there's no point in waiting. Because between 8 and 10 a.m., I'd say about 40 people showed up.
Dang.
And we tried.
Why would you show up so late?
Well,
Millennials.
And when you see that many people in line, and we were telling them they're not going to get one. They're like, I'll wait. I was like, all right. They're like, you're not going to get one. I'll wait. So then when GameStop finally came out and they said, all right, X, 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 and then S for the last guy in line, then you could hear the audible, oh, like everybody else didn't get one, and then they all left. And at that point, somebody fanned out $500 cash, and they're like, I'll buy anybody's spot in line for $500, and no one would budge. Again, that's how frustrating shopping online is. No one would budge for $500.
But the fact that this guy was willing to literally spend $1,000 at that point on an Xbox Series X.
The guy with the S offered up his spot, and the guy's like, no, I don't want an S.
No.
Ouch.
So he walked away. But, yeah, so that was the console buying experience. And it's just, I'm sure production is down because of Walmart. And then, like, having to buy things online, it just really makes it easy for the resale people of the world to gouge stuff. And so a while ago, like 2 years ago, Good Morning America did an article about how you can buy stuff on clearance at at Walmart, the store, and just resell it on Amazon for MSRP or suggested price and make money, to the point where his first couple months doing it, he made about $80,000 buying stuff on clearance. And he also had hired about 10 people just buying stuff on at clearance at Walmart and selling it online on Amazon. That's all of these people do. And Roberto worked at Walmart, and I was talking to him, and he says he knows the scalpers. He knows them. He sees them come in. At Walmart in Cloquet was a victim of, if there wasn't a Nintendo Switch in stock at Walmart, even as of like March of this year, because of Animal Crossing being released, Switches were still sold out. He said it was the same 3 or 4 people that would buy them all and resell them at a markup.
Jeez.
The same people. He says they come in, they buy a lot of the clearance video game stuff, they buy a lot of clearance items, and then they will buy a lot of stuff that is currently like hot on the marketplace, whether it be whatever type of trading card game is popular, or different things that are hard to get. There's an advantage in living in a small town, and that's because there's not the amount of people that. The only reason I know people that were on. I was browsing the Series X subreddit all night long, keeping tabs, and there was tons and tons of people who lined up nationwide. It's just our town is small enough. You don't have the people that are going to do that. Is all. Yeah. So, and there was 3 of us. There was the 3 of us that decided to do it. So it was absolutely crazy. Is console gaming worth it? Absolutely not. Not really. Is it worth? No, but it's fun. I did get to spend the night with my friends. We do have an awesome Series X at home that Kara and I are both taking turns on playing and having fun and enjoying the content and stuff like that. But PC gaming in its own way, like I had played a couple games. Like I played 7 Ways to Die with you, Chris, and I played other games on Game Pass because it's also for the PC. It just everything runs better. It's unbelievable. The load times are out of this world. The graphics are ridiculously crisp and sharp. It's pretty cool. So, as far as gaming goes, do you need one? Probably not. But I need a PS5 to be able to play Little Big Planet. I technically do, and Demon Souls. So, if anybody has a PS5, I can borrow just to play those 2 games.
I was gonna say, well, and then there's
Kara will.
Horizon Forbidden West. I want to play
That's
Horizon
all you.
Forbidden
That'll
West.
come out on the PC too, Kara. PC
Demon
Master
Souls
Race.
is all you.
PC Master Race.
You can't just tell a 45-minute long story about waiting in line to get an Xbox and also claim to be the PC master race.
I'm trying to get Kara to not want a PS5 is all, but we do want one.
He just said he wanted one.
I want one. Do you need one? No. But do I
Forbidden
want one?
West, yes.
Yes. So that was all the fun console war. So don't vape in your Xbox. And if
Don't
you,
vape in general.
If the next console comes out and any of you guys want to fly to Minnesota and wait in line with us, you'll get one. You just have to hang out with me at crazy hours of the morning.
I don't know if that's worth it.
But now, being that we're a Star Wars podcast, we're going to make the transition over to...
Oh my goodness. Whoops. Not that one.
But don't...
Well, while we're transitioning to that, if you have a Star Wars related story or a pop culture or video game related story in general, or you just want to tell us how awesome you think we are, send us some listener mail at contact@riseofthepodcast.com. Jeremy stays up late at night every night just waiting for listener mail.
That's
He
right,
really
I
truly
do.
does.
Chimera says PC life with like the nerd.
Oh,
emoji.
absolutely. PC Life for sure.
Let's see here. This is the one I was actually looking for. We are technically a Star Wars podcast, and as such, we should talk about Star Wars occasionally. So what better way to talk about Star Wars than to go to the source of all the leaks, maybe rumors, unsubstantiated wild claims and whatnot that is r/Star Wars leaks. Chimera is the PC expert according to Gabe.
Good to know. Good to know.
So I'm going to try and do this. So my phone is currently running the stream. Our internet was so bad down here
Oh, yeah, this live stream almost didn't happen.
that, so we were literally, 0 dropped frames off of my phone.
That is ridiculous.
How is that possible? Like,
Apparently,
So,
my mom was watching the Lego build earlier, and she texted me, really blurry and video cuts out.
Yeah, so that was off of the internet that's
Yeah,
down here.
yep.
So if ever we decide to actually start pushing our Patreon, we have a Patreon.
Yep.
If you want to support us and get us to like whatever the internet costs a month,
We will get dedicated internet.
we'll put in like a special like shout out section every month for the people that are allowing us to actually have a good internet connection.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Like we'll be the patron saint of the internet. Trying to
we're
find a
gonna
way to
then-
position my phone that I'm not going to mess with the thing, but also
They're probably going to all be about Mandalorian, but we're going to talk about the last 3 episodes of Mandalorian.
so yes, we will be spoiling.
Yeah,
the
spoilers
one that
are
came
going
out
to be-
yesterday.
Spoiler. I want to know if anybody's leaving. Has anybody... Type in the chat if you haven't seen Mandalorian. Type it in. We'll wait for a couple minutes. I'm going to grab a
It's
drink.
gonna be a minute before we talk about it, anyways. So
Yeah, let us know. Type it in. People are typing. Let's see what they type in. What we got.
yes.
Brad says he would give us a subscribe on Twitch if he could and give us some bits.
Oh, man.
I forget what the partner requirements are on Twitch.
They're not as bad.
There's I don't know, like so. And again, I feel like we should find some way to better because like each platform has their own like sort of distinct use case. I
Right.
think Facebook
Oh.
and YouTube are kind of similar, but like I feel like Twitch would be better if we were going to do more gaming.
I want to switch.
Land Operation Forces is all caught up.
Okay, so they're good. So no spoilers for them. But I was going to say we should switch out of just chatting, Chris, into podcasts on Twitch.
Like 2 months ago when you brought that first up, I was going to do that, and I just keep forgetting.
Yeah, because like we talked about, it's a catch.
We're just stuck in the vast ocean
Yeah.
of people's garbage.
Yeah, we want to be a podcast on Twitch for sure.
Okay, so
Back to Star Wars leaks.
yes, okay. So I'm really trying like as hard as I can. I've repositioned drastically to try and stay away from our streaming settings. I have to do this on
We
my
don't
phone.
need another lightning storm, guys.
Yes, exactly. Okay, quick weather aside. So I was driving in at about 4:00 this afternoon, like
Yep.
3:30 or something. It felt like it was about 8:00 at night.
I know it did.
hate the winter so much.
Yep. Yep.
It's brutal. Daylight savings time is brutal.
It was just like as I'm driving, it was like, man, I'm ready for bed, and it's like
If I could get rid of
Really?
mosquitoes or daylight savings time, I would get rid of daylight savings time. That's how much I roll with it.
I agree because there's no bug spray for light.
Right.
Oh, so Yep. Okay, Brad's taking off. He doesn't want to get spoiled. See you later, Brad.
All right.
We will see you next week. Thanks for
Sorry.
jumping in.
Brad, are you one of the bingers? Are you waiting to binge it?
He probably is. I think that's what he did last season
I
too.
think so.
I think that sounds right.
All right. So the very first one is Mando episode 3 related.
Oh,
It's a spoiler clip for Bo-Katan.
Okay, so we know that Bo-Katan. So here's the thing I feel bad about. Okay, weirdly enough, I was so excited for Assassin's Creed. I know this isn't Star Wars. Valhalla, that I could not wait for it to come out. So we started watching Vikings TV show, which was originally aired on the History Channel starting in 2013. And Kara and I have absolutely loved it. It's a fantastic show. I don't know why I didn't watch it
Excellent.
sooner. It's absolutely excellent. And it's based off of a real character in real life who literally started raiding England before anybody else did.
Yeah,
in
before it was cool.
793, right? His name is Ragnar Lothbrok. In the video game that just came out, it's this very same history is intertwined. So these things that we're learning about, down to the details of the soil in Norway is very rocky and very poor for farming. And that even though they start raiding in England, they realize the value isn't in the materials they're raiding, but in the earth, in the soil. And that if they move to England, that everyone in their tribe could eat and have good wealth and prosperity because of the land. So they move over there, and the same exact thing happens. Everything happens.
well,
that's
and
in
then
the
they
show.
interact with the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok and stuff like that.
Absolutely, they make references. So those connections are what are making this just hit a home run for me. Well, in Star Wars, we've put the time in. We've watched Rebels and Clone Wars and all the things, and there's a bunch of connections that are happening in front of your face that are still cool if you've only ever seen Mandalorian and nothing else. But there's such a deep, vast well of stuff that they're referencing.
But it's like watching Clone Wars and seeing Darth Maul get chopped in half, and then watching Solo and see him appear at the very end. Like if you'd not Clone Wars, but Attack of the Clones? Oh, sorry, Phantom Menace.
Menace.
Menace, yeah.
Phantom Menace, seeing him chopped in half. If you hadn't seen Clone Wars, where he comes back, the scene in
Solo.
Solo is that much more of a shock. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, where he's running. What's the name of the freaking
Savage.
Oh, no,
Oh.
the crime syndicate.
Yeah.
The Red Suns or Black Suns.
Crimson
Or
Crimson
Crimson
Dawn.
Dawn.
Crimson
Yeah.
Dawn.
the opposite, setting sun to you.
Rising Suns.
Rising sun. Setting
Anyway,
moons.
Joshy says watch The Last Kingdom on Netflix if you're looking for something else.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
So the next thing is they just have a new character poster for Mandalorian season 2. It's the frog lady from episodes 2
Oh.
and 3.
So I've learned this from the Latin Operation Forces that the lady who played the frog also played Queel, the on-screen talent, and then Iden Versio, who played in one of Kara's shows, Mysteries of Laura, who also is Iden
Excellent
Versio, pilot in Battlefront 2, the video game, played the calamari guy that fixes the ship.
Yep.
So
Fixes.
yeah, that fixes the ship. That poor ship. Oh, looks like any car on the road in Minnesota, I swear.
So
from
episode
West.
1 gets it completely, even lets droids work on it. That's how
Yep.
bad a shape it is.
Yep.
Finally gets it all fixed up, and then it gets just trashed in episode 2.
Yep.
2 and 3, they both
Yeah.
trashed in both of them.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, it falls off the dock.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
so funny. So, all right, what do you got for spoilers? Then we'll just go into general discussion or leaks for the week.
Any other spoilers? Yeah, just a couple other things. Oh, obviously, like probably the biggest spoiler of all of them, Ahsoka Tano mentioned by name in episode 3, the next destination for the Mando and the child.
I'm so excited.
I don't know how they pulled off keeping Baby Yoda a secret
Yeah.
for all of season 1. It is a little sad that I really think Ahsoka was going to make an appearance because of the casting and all of that.
Yeah, with Rosario
went out there.
Dawson,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
you know, so it was like I knew. So that's the thing that was coming. So that's not as cool as it would have been if they would have just name dropped Ahsoka out of the middle of nowhere. You know, would have been pretty cool if they could have kept that under wraps. But Oh,
Yeah.
well. Oh, well.
I mean, I did freak. Now that it's actually here, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Well, they've done everything justice. I love who they picked for Bo-Katan. So if you watch the Clone Wars TV show, Bo-Katan is a character. She was the one with the female Mandalorian
Satine's
helmet.
sister.
Satine's sister.
So okay, actually, I wanted to ask you about this. So like, remind me. So because there are two factions, right? So there was like the Mandalorians, the peaceful Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Which was
And-
Satine.
Okay, and then so Bo-Katan was part of the other team.
Satine. Bo-Katan, I think, was part of Satine. She wasn't part of Death Watch.
Okay, because yeah, Death Watch is the other one that was so. But okay,
Bo-Katan was not part of Death Watch.
okay.
she
But
was normal.
But
They're
she
the take off
wanted-
your helmet. There's still warful.
Well, Death Watch all took off their helmets too.
That's true. So I don't know
But-
who.
And then,
So-
because the way that their armor looks, and then the same like blashes that shoot yellow bolts
Yes.
and everything, that was all Death Watch.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's something I was looking for clarity for. Is like, was she on Death Watch and then she switched teams when Satine dies?
So I think so. Here, so
I can't remember because there's like a leadership struggle and like she becomes leader at one point.
she steps in when Satine dies.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think she was always like with Satine. She just
Didn't agree that her sister was a pacifist.
Yeah,
Yes.
I knew she was anti-pass, and so that the thing is because I've only seen it once.
yeah
Yeah,
And
so
then
And I
If
sort of
they-
just sort of
pass-
blasted through it to sort of get caught up. So I was like,
Yeah.
redefining how all that worked.
Satine was 100% a pacifist.
Yes.
And Bo was like, no, we actually need to like
Fight.
protect Mandalore by fighting. We can't
Yeah.
just let people overrun us, you know? And Satine was totally against that. So Bo wasn't Death Watch, but she
And you can
wasn't
actually
pacifist.
you can get a lot of this snipped in by just watching season 7 of Clone Wars, actually, because they cover it in a 4-episode arc. You could actually just get away with the last 4 episodes, believe it or not, of season 7, which is on Disney Plus, because that's the Ahsoka Mandalore Bo-Katan arc.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Bo-Katan is in that. I was reading a thing.
I only ever remember like the end of the last episode of the
Oh,
season.
it's
'cause It's so good.
It's so
Yes.
good. So yeah, you could literally just hop in, and even though it's animated, if that's not your thing, watch just the last 4 episodes of season 7 and be good to go. Because you have the Bad Batch for the first 4, you have the annoying Star Wars Ahsoka arc in the middle 4, and then you have the good arc at the end.
Oh, Brad just said, not listening, but FYI, I just clicked your Patreon and it takes me to a blank Jeremy page. Okay, bye for real.
We'll fix that.
Yeah,
That's
because-
why no one's given anything.
because we don't push it, we haven't really done anything to it.
Yeah.
I told Jeremy to create it, like, so we would have it.
So I can
So-
roll on all my stacks of pennies that we take in
So,
from
yeah,
Patreon.
we'll have to work on that.
So anyways, all right, so that's it for leaks, right, Chris, basically? It's all going to be Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah, so then the other things, there's just like a thing saying like Mandalorian season 3 is going to debut before the Boba Fett series, even though Boba Fett series is filming before it.
So the cool thing is, in the midst of everything going on in the world,
Walmart.
it sounds like Mandalorian season 3 will drop next October on
Yep.
like a yearly schedule, which
Yep.
is cool. And all the other series they have plus going are going to be, there's definitely the Cassian series, the Boba
Obi-Wan.
Fett series, and the
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, he said Obi-Wan. Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kenobi. Yeah.
I'm so excited. It's going to be a good year for Star Wars.
I wish they were going to do like an ongoing series with Kenobi.
Me too.
I know.
But if
instead of
it's
just,
3 like feature lengthish episodes and they're
Yeah.
great, then I'll be happy, I
Yeah.
guess.
Just to put the icing on it. So, okay.
Okay, we'll figure out the Patreon, guys. I promise.
Wait, did somebody else say something with Patreon?
Yeah, Latin Operations said they'd be happy to donate to our Patreon. But we got to figure out like the tiers. So the thing is, like, we want to make it worthwhile too. We don't want to just be like, give us money so we have the internet.
Right.
Right.
Like we got to
Maybe
figure
we'll
out like
start live streaming the Lego builds or something.
yeah, we got to come up with like cool rewards and stuff, and something that's not going to be like put us out either.
Right.
You know, it's like what's the right exchange of our time and effort to reward you
Rise
guys?
the podcast merch.
Freaking hats are expensive.
Yes.
Like
Let's
and
see
you
where
get
AJ gets his because he's been ordering quite a few.
the minimum order for any of them that I found is like 6, and usually it's 12. And the 6th one, they're like $62 a piece.
Jeez.
And it's
Holy
like,
mother.
yeah. And it's like,
You need a hat guy.
yeah. Well, so I want to look, because we have some local places that'll do, it's like, so there are cheaper ones that are screen printed. I don't want a screen printed hat.
Yeah.
If we're going to do something, I want it to be embroidered, so I want it to be like decent.
Should I just get an embroidery machine?
You're
Jeremy?
so funny. You're not
Well,
going
because
to
you can pick up a flex fit hat for $15.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I just don't know. Like, and I have so many different versions of our logo. We can do like a one color. That's just like the negatives, like all the
Yeah.
black is just missing or whatever, and just do whatever color you want on there.
Right.
So I'm wondering.
Or I could get the etch thing for the Cricut that I have, and it'll etch leather, and we could make our own patches and like stitch. I know how to
That'd
sew
be-
on leather and put them on hats.
That'd be pretty cool.
Boom,
Handmade in the USA.
by me.
Remember, Jeremy, this is something that we're going to sell. It's not like we're just making them to give away.
Kara's going to keep them all because she's going to get attached. She's like,
Gotta
"Oh,
catch
look at-"
him all.
Hey, we busted out and sang that theme song earlier, but I want to take a quick tangent. Sorry, we were talking about Mandalorian. I think it's pretty cool when you can come up and Alexa has a response for things going on in my life. So today it struck me, and she actually has an exclusive answer. If you ask Alexa what's her favorite Pokemon, she has an answer. Her choice, boo, boo,
What was it?
Deoxys.
Oh, what? Boo.
Because she says it's like the most digital compared to her or something. She's like, if I had to
yeah.
have one Pokemon, I would pick a Deoxys. I was like, what is wrong with you?
Oh, it's
You
like-
could have
it's
said
like-
Bulbasaur.
It's like picking the
Bulbasaur.
most super OP Pokemon.
I couldn't believe she actually had an answer.
She's
that-
like that. The legendary Deoxys. I was like,
Well, it has
Can't
3
believe
different forms, too. That's attack form and defense form.
So they've got the Echo version and then the Dot version.
Yeah, exactly.
So then Jeremy asked her again. He was like, Alexa, what's your favorite Pokemon? Same answer.
So then she says she can sing the Pokemon rap and ask her to sing it. So then I asked her to sing it, and she's like, I don't know that one. I was like,
That's hilarious.
I was like, what are you doing to me? And then she tries to just play the theme, which then Kara and I both belted out. And Kara hasn't seen the theme that much, so I'm surprised she knew as much
We've
as she
watched
did.
all of season 1 and season 2.
We've watched all
You
the
went
way
over
to
the
Orange
Orange
Islands.
Islands.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no reason to watch past that.
Yeah.
How many
all right.
seasons was that?
Well, speaking of the Pokemon rap, if you guys seen the Ultimate Pokemon rap, I think I brought it up before.
Is that all of them?
It's so like it's this guy.
I can tell him about her listing him off.
Yeah, so it's just hold
Okay.
on to that just for a second. So it's this guy who's like talking about like because the original Pokemon rap, he's like it's like this really crappy early '90s rap, whatever, blah blah blah. He presents it in a really funny way. He does this like 4 or 5 minute long like presentation about like how he went through and did all this stuff or whatever. Really entertaining, really fun. Like it's like this live panel at like a convention or something. And he goes through all this stuff. So he's like, so here's how we're gonna do all this or whatever, right? And then he's like, but I've got a problem. He's like, there's about I don't know what it is, like 300 Pokemon that I just could not make fit into this thing, right? And he's like, but what we can do is we can break all of them up, and you guys on this side of the room take these Pokemon, and you guys over here, and it's like statistically, we'll probably say all the names of the Pokemon if I just have you yell them out during the middle of this. So he does this whole thing, and the song is really good, and he just blasts through all these things. Then he like points to the one side, then you just hear like, and then he points to the other one, and then just like all like it has the thing like checking off the names, like just go off.
That's awesome.
It's really good. It's maybe in total like 15 or 20 minutes long. I've watched it like 20 times. It's
Huh.
really freaking good. So it's the ultimate Pokemon rap.
So speaking of all the Pokemon, right? I wanted to push, so I was happy that she even said a Pokemon. Like, that was really cool to me. So I said, Alexa, name all the Pokemon. And she goes, do you realize there's 850 of them? Or whatever she said, something along that lines. I said, yes, name them off. So she starts off, and she goes, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, blah, blah, blah. And I let it go. I wanted to see how long she could put it. Dude, she quit at Diglett. She did not say Dugtrio. She quit at Diglett, which is number 50, so it makes sense. But she's like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, she's going to go through all of them. And then she's like, Sandshrew and blah, blah, blah. And then she hits Diglett, and then she stops. And I was like, Chris just got robbed. And literally, she quit at Dugtrio. I should ask her how she feels about Dugtrio.
Yeah, I'm wondering if anybody's listening and having their own personal Amazon devices just going off now.
I feel
Probably.
so bad.
Line Operations Forces says, we love this podcast. Like, I don't know, clear hands.
Yeah.
And then Joshy wants Lego builds.
Oh, absolutely.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what we were doing earlier, was Lego builds. And you should check out Brickable, because we do a really fun hyperlapse, time-lapse-y.
This wouldn't have been a good one because I got real salty.
Yeah.
Multiple parts.
So what I'm thinking that maybe what we could do, I don't know exactly how we would do this. Figure something out, but maybe we do like just start like a half hour early to start streaming, and then just like
Oh,
a
yeah,
little bit more like
fun,
casual
pretty cool,
thing.
yeah.
Maybe that's what we end up using Get Vocal for or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a private lobby that you can only get invited to if you're
Yeah.
something like that. That'd be cool.
Like that could be a tier or something.
Well, just to secure the dang internet would be nice to help us have that. Just go towards the internet. But all right, so let's talk about Mando. Let's
Oh,
just go
yeah, that's
full
right. I
Mando. Sorry, full Mandalorian.
We go on tangents way too much.
Yes.
So, season or episode 1, we talked about a little bit before with Tiffany when Tiffany was here, and awesome. It was really cool.
Fought the Crate Beast,
Crate
or
Dragon,
Dragon, I mean.
everything. Loved it. Blah blah. So now we're on to 2, and 2 I loved so far. I liked that one the best.
There's a lot of controversy over Baby Yoda eating the eggs.
Apparently, people are mad about him eating the eggs.
They say it's genocide because it's basically the last of their line.
Oh yeah.
And
yes.
so there are a lot of people getting real
he
salty.
Baby Yoda doesn't know that's the last of their species.
I would also say, like, I felt it was very inconsistent when it was showing how many eggs there were, because sometimes
Absolutely.
I was like, oh crap, they're gonna be all gone, and now
Yeah.
she has like 40 of them left still.
Seriously.
I agree. I hate when they do stuff like that as well. If I could do one thing, I'm so excited for the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. But if I can change one thing about the Star Wars universe, stop having the ships smash the ground. They're spaceships, not collision ships. And in Force Awakens, the Millennium Falcon rams the ground when it lands inside of the Death Starry planet.
Yeah.
They did it. They've done it a lot in The Mandalorian. Razor Crest just physically smashes into stuff. I know it's a fake universe with a fake force and fake physics and fake light speed, but you ruin the plausibility when you smash it into the ground and expect it to work.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
With like it's in particular in episode 2, this ship is totaled. And he's just sitting there with like a little like welding torch. And we're like, oh, I
Yep.
got it sailed up. Let's go.
Yep, let's
Like,
go.
But
There's no
the
plausible
lizard
way-
lady's just like, you promised you'd get me there. And it's like, this ship's
And the-
not going to fly anytime
And then
soon,
she
honey.
runs off to a spa.
Seriously. It's like, girl, priorities. How about you get out there and you help him?
So in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when they crash land on the planet and Rocket is like fixing the thing, he's got some sort of like nanobot spray wand thing that's
Yeah.
actually physically like repairing it.
Yeah.
Even something like that, just like taking that one extra leap into like that technology obviously can't exist.
Right.
Right. It like, but even that is more believable than him sitting there going like, zzz, zzz, zzz. Yeah, that's good enough.
It's the same thing when we went back and Kara and I watched the episode with the Jawas take his ship apart. They pull every panel off. It's not plausible that ship is ever going to be put back together.
Right.
Ever.
Especially when it's just him and Queel.
and him and Quill, and then they put
yeah.
it back together.
How long does it take a person to put a car together? And a car is infinity times less complicated than a spaceship.
Right.
Like it take months to rebuild a car.
On a separate note, we were watching the Lego Freemaker Adventures before we came down here over lunch, and they're driving this prototype ship or flying it, and they are trying to punch the hyperdrive and it isn't working, and the ship repairman goes, hold on a second, and he starts pulling wires, and they're like, are you pulling wires to get it to work? And he turns around, he's like, yeah, we always put too many of these in, and then he rips one and it starts to like work more or less. It's so funny to me. Because that's what it's always like, you know, like even in in the one with the new one, Ray is like, oh, I bypassed the compressor. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to blow up and die. I don't know. Star Wars and their ability to their ships to fly together. Anyways, so 2 was awesome because the spider, this has come out again all over the internet. The spider was concept from Empire Strikes Back. And being it's the 40th anniversary for Empire Strikes Back, it's cool that they did that. It seems like Dave Filoni is just trying to dust off all the old textbooks and make anything cool about Star Wars be canon now, which is really, really neat.
I'm okay with it.
I loved the spider attack. I love him eating the spider baby. And then that's funny to me too, because like 1 second he can eat that egg, but then a second later the eggs are hatching and now they're deadly. You
Yeah.
know? But I love Baby Yoda eating. I don't know what it is.
It's like listening to your dog crunch on an apple or eat a banana or something. It's like,
Well,
Ugh.
I talked to my mom with it. She loved the part of him in, like eating the soup on the 3rd episode.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, don't play with your food. And he just knifes the octopus thing.
I looked at Jeremy, I was like, yeah, he just sticks a knife in Baby Yoda's face. Like, okay.
But it's adorable. It's so cute.
Well, the thing that is interesting to me is what's the first thing that Yoda does when he meets Luke.
He's hungry.
He's digging through Luke's food.
Yeah, he is.
Well, that species is just hungry all the time.
It's me.
No, and then
It's Jeremy.
Then
What
later-
species are you?
Snacking.
later on in the hut, when Luke's like, I need to find this Master Yoda guy, and he's like, oh, we must eat first. Like,
Then,
he's
yeah.
cooking him dinner.
Yeah.
It's like,
I never made that connection.
I don't know if it's just like something, because like you never actually see him eating because he's a puppet.
Right.
Or whatever. But like, it's the first two major scenes that he's in is revolving around.
He takes a bite of that bar.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, because he blows it at R2 because he spits it out. Or
Yeah, it's like, grow so big, how do you do with food such as this?
Interesting. Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Well, one of the cutest scenes from all of season 1 is when he's eating that bone broth soup.
watching
they're
Cara
Mando
Dune and Din
Cara
Djarin
Dune
fight.
It's like the best. His little,
Yeah.
you know.
Just like
So talking about plausibility, somebody said the only thing that the Mandalorian has gone to prove, or like the fakest thing about the Mandalorian, is how easy it is for him to find a babysitter. Because like in real life, I guess it's like impossible to find someone to watch your kids.
Yeah.
He's always just like, oh, lizard people, take my kid, or oh, lady from Tatooine, take my kid. Or, oh, IG-11, take my kid, or Queel.
I will-
IG-11 I would trust over anybody.
I will
know.
say this though, if your kid was as cute as Baby Yoda,
I'm sure
I'd be
everybody
willing
would.
to watch it too.
Well, there's I don't know if you guys are familiar with John Mulaney at all. He's a stand-up comedian. He's really, really funny. He does this bit about how he had a babysitter growing up, and he remembered being like, that was like his first crush or whatever.
Yep.
And he's like, I remember like growing up, he thought like she was in her 20s or whatever. And he's like, no, she was 13 when I was 10. And he's like, you're just having a child watch a slightly smaller child. That's like trusting a horse to watch your dog. He's like, she could dial the phone a little bit better than me. That's all she can do. That's the funny part. It's just like, yeah, intergalactic babysitters.
It's true.
David A says he moved to Dagobah because he knew it would be a smorgasbord.
Yeah, right, for all those types of things he loves to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
It's all falling together.
Yeah, it is.
It's rich
That
with
was a-
life for
that was
snacking.
that was a cool.
Isn't that where Omi came from?
Not
no,
from
she came from
Dagobah.
another swamp
She
planet.
came from another swamp planet. Okay, so season 2 or episode 2 of Mandalorian was really, really good. I loved it. Lots of things we loved.
Well,
I found out posthumously that Mr. Kim from Kim's Convenience was the X-wing pilot that did all the dialogue.
I thought it was really cool that like now it's like up to that point really like it's like we do see at during the prison break episode in season 1 that like these like X-wings are patrolling around doing whatever,
Yeah.
right? But it's like because like before it's like you didn't want to get like tangled up with the Empire, and now
Yeah.
like the New Republic has kind of shifted into that role of like they're policing like the space lanes and
Right.
stuff or whatever. So now it's like you get hassled by the cops. It's two Jokers and X-wings.
Yes.
It's like, show us your ID tags.
That part was hilarious too. And then he's like, oh, it seems to be having some trouble. We'll wait. Or I'll wait.
And then there's just like attack position.
Yep. And then, so we got that awesome episode. So then 3 rolled around.
A whole ecosystem rejoiced when Yoda passed on.
Right? But episode 3, I was digging it, and then it was shocking. Like, I think we all audibly gasped when they... I don't know the name of I know Athorians, but I don't know those guys.
Squid faces.
The squid faces, not the Calamarians, because I love those guys as well.
Not the
but
Mongols,
the
yeah.
squid face guys.
I'll
But
find it.
they knocked Baby Yoda just over the best. They just want his best scar, and they don't realize the real treasure is the one they just knocked into the thing's mouth.
The real treasure is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, right. Not those guys. Those guys are screwed. They're done for.
Yeah, no, I couldn't believe it.
You know, and the
Go ahead.
bassinet,
Oh.
like he eats the
I
bassinet.
knew this. They're Quarren.
Quarren.
Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I knew
pirates of
that.
Quarren in Resistance.
Yep, because he's the squid face. Yeah, they're Quarren.
I called him, who's the villain from...
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones?
Yeah, Davy Jones.
Yeah, I called him Davy Jones. But, baby.
So another thing that so he gets rescued by the
I want to talk
The
about that too.
Mandalorians.
How
Yeah.
can he jumped in to obviously save him, but then he needed saving. But then the people who rescued him had no problem killing that fish thing. It's like, what was he doing jumping in there in the first place?
Yeah.
But that was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. That was fun filmmaking to me.
Yeah.
I love the ocean. Like,
Well, when we commented, it was like, why are they taking a boat to wherever they're going? Like they could just take a hovercraft or
Yeah.
something.
no
I mean, they were
droids.
fishing.
Why does he have a problem with droids? Droids have only ever done anything to help him.
Yeah, he's never not been benefited, except for that B2 that almost killed him.
I guess so. One B2 who was misunderstood.
Well, I mean, as a kid, that would be traumatizing. Like, to have a bunch of droids come into your town and start blasting you away.
I suppose.
I mean, do you know how many people I have that have had one bad dental experience and come in and jump in their seat so much when I'm cleaning their teeth for absolutely no reason? So if somebody's got a little PTSD from a dental cleaning, imagine what PTSD they'd have from
genocidal robots, I guess.
Exactly. Just saying.
The thing that I thought was funny was like, so they blow up the ship or whatever, right? And they like jetpacks away.
Oh.
And when he lands, like they're like a half mile away from shore.
Sure,
Like, they
yeah.
didn't even wait. They didn't even wait to try and double cross. So they're like, oh, out on the open seas, ahoy, clank, and the thing.
Yes. Dude, it was really funny when it cuts to the shore, because then they purposely don't show it the other way when he gets like knocked in from that point of view.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he sails back and it was like, oh, they're just a stone's throw away. He could have swam plausibly,
Yeah.
you know.
Because it was like, what's the range on those jetpacks? And it's like easily within that distance.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's like, I was like, they kind of set it up like they've been at sea for a while, and this could
Yes.
be. And he's
Yeah.
like, no, you can just jetpack out of there, no problem.
Yeah, and then they're taking him to what Mandalorians were they going to take him then? Because weren't they going to take him to see Bo?
I think so.
So it was like, Bo was already obviously where he was to begin with.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. But there's some fun lore. If you don't, I'm sure anybody watching this absolutely knows the Darksaber is what she's going for. We last saw it in the hands of Moff Gideon.
Yep, at the end of
technically,
season 1.
In the end of season 1. So we know where it is, and that's just a symbol for whoever has it leads Mandalore. So that's what they're looking for. And I can't wait to figure out
And
how
I mean,
Moff Gideon
technically,
gets it.
Bo has the right to lead Mandalore right now. Considering, I mean, she's Satine's sister.
Yeah.
She'd be next in line, right?
Yeah. The officer, when she's like, just like, does he have it, or tell me whether it's like, if you have to ask, you already know, or whatever type of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Oh, the whole tooth thing was crazy. I like the electricity. Of course, that'd be Palpatine's way of like, it's probably like a piece of Palpatine you bite on and it shocks you.
Yeah, just a clone chunk.
Clone chunk. Well, because he's so for his lightning.
Yeah.
It's like,
True.
bzzz.
Oh, my
man.
goodness.
So that,
And freaking even like on the hologram transmission, it's just like the ice coldness of Moff Gideon, where he's like,
Yeah.
if it's
How
gotten to
far-
that point, then
Yeah.
there's no reason to send backup or whatever.
Right.
And he's like,
Yeah.
you know what to do.
you know what to do.
So he just blasts away his 2 pilots, and he's like, all right, down to the ocean. Boop.
Yeah, and
This is the way.
I am very excited to see where it goes. And then obviously after all that transpired, or while that's transpiring, that's when they said where he needs to go next.
Yes. That was the big reveal, was Ahsoka Tano. So,
And this is, I thought this was funny too, because Jeremy and I both heard the name drop while Kara is talking about, like, she's like, oh, this planet, blah, 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 blah,
Okay,
blah.
they're talking about Corvus, and Corvus is in Jedi Fallen Order.
it is.
And,
And
like,
so
and,
I thought that was awesome. And so,
well, no, it's fine. It's just funny because like she got excited about that and completely missed
It's the Ahsoka
Tano name drop.
I know.
Didn't hear it at all. That goes to prove you can't listen and talk at the same time. That's proof. Not just you, everybody. We can't listen and talk. That is a
Yep.
thing people say.
Yep.
Well, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth,
Yep.
so you can listen.
Well, so listen is just an anagram of silent.
Mind blown.
Did you not know that?
No.
Interesting.
Oh, it is. It's literally just an anagram of the same word. What? Spoiler! Shut up, guys. You Latin Operation Force is like, spoilers, no.
You guys did a podcast
Yeah, no.
about it, and then
They came back with just kidding, LOL.
I was going to say, we just asked about it, and then we learned that you guys did a pre-podcast, and then watched the episode. So,
So here's the real questions. So we have 5 episodes left.
yep.
Is it going to be 5 episodes of getting to Corvus?
I think so.
I think so.
Unfortunately.
I think there's going to be a couple more fillers. I think Ahsoka's going to make her appearance in episode 8.
It'll be the
At
very
like
end, and you'll see the
minute
back of her.
57 of
He finally
58.
he finally makes it to her. It's going to be Luke all over again.
Yeah.
Or Rey getting to Luke.
Yep.
It's going to be that exact
They
same.
hand her baby Yoda. She throws him. She's on Octo.
She's been trying to get away from him this whole time.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda, and then he finally like
He's
forces
the anti-chosen one.
But here's what's fun. Again, he's a Mandalorian. I like the fact that there's more to bounty hunting than just going after criminals. Mm-hmm. Taxi service, totally a thing. Like,
Get money
trying to
from
get
it, sure.
that person from A to B or smuggle her in less than light speed, totally a cool thing. The
He was
fact
not
that-
excited about going sub-light speed.
No.
You know what
Well, yeah, because he had to deal with Republic police.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of bounties, I like how they tied in him using the calamari flan
Yeah,
From
season
episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1, season 1.
and now using it finally in season 2. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool. Like, he just slaps it down. It's like 1,000 credits.
How do you keep those fresh?
Yeah, right. I think it's funny too. Oh, the guy's like, "This is premium seating. You're gonna have to buy something." He's like, "I'm buying information," but it's like no one else was around. You know, I don't know, making it seem you're at a fish market on a planet with just water.
What I was waiting for, because he just has like that dispenser tube
Yeah.
thing. I was waiting for Baby Yoda just to be like hanging out.
Yeah,
of
right.
that.
Sucking down the whatever. And then the other funny thing
chowder.
is he eats everything else, no questions asked. Spider eggs, but he like picked his nose at the. I thought he was gonna be all excited to eat that.
Yeah.
Granted, maybe the squid scared him thing. I don't know.
Moving things clearly don't scare Baby Yoda. Like, the frogs, the spiders. He breaks open a spider egg and, and he eats it.
When is he going to use the Force again? Yeah, when is the last time he used it?
He used it in episode 1. With their fighting the Krayt Dragon, didn't he?
I don't think so.
I think he did. He's used it so far. We'll have to go back and watch. Oh, I love the beginning of episode 2 though, where he sends the Jawa flying with the jetpack.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
So
that's not a
funny.
Jawa.
It's a
It's some other thing. Somebody thought it was like an unveiled Jawa, but it's not.
no. I didn't think it was. I just want to call it a Jawa because I say video game systems are consoles.
Yeah.
But so they were through. We're all the way through. I actually really liked that. Like even that fact that we knew why she was getting to the planet. They gave us a second to see the lizard people meet. That was cute.
Yeah.
They were cute
And
with
they
each
fertilized
other.
those eggs in record time.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was cute that Baby Yoda was playing with their little.
I think he wanted to eat it,
Oh, definitely.
and Mando just showed up in time. And I think they were oblivious to the fact
I'm
that
100%.
Can you imagine if all of a sudden Baby Yoda just went?
that was the line
The
they were
mom and dad
dancing.
would be like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
Like they're thinking he's trying to be cute. And he's thinking he wants to eat it. But I love the way that the Mandalorian talks to
Yeah,
Baby
so
Yoda.
he did not use the Force in episode 1.
He didn't. To fight the Krayt Dragon.
No.
That's according to your
That's according to Gabe.
comment sources.
It's according to, you're going to doubt Gabe?
Wow.
Gabe,
Gabe,
time to
how do you feel
unsubscribe from the
about
channel
this?
and never look at
Jeremy's
Jeremy.
like, woo!
He had to use the Force at one point.
I think it was at the end of, like, because does he do some sort of Force thing when they're trying to escape Moff Gideon?
Yeah, he stops the flame.
The fire, yeah. I think that's the last thing that he has done with the Force.
Huh. Maybe he had to use the Force to survive getting eaten by the fish. We just don't see it.
There's always a bigger fish.
That's right.
David A. loves the AT-AT crane. We like that too.
Oh, that part.
I pointed that out.
I lost it when I saw that. That thing was unbelievably cool. Way, way, way cool use of technology. That is the part of the stuff that makes me feel like it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Those little
Now,
details
how
like
did the
that.
AT-AT get to that
Does-
planet?
Well, the
they're
Empire's
all over.
presence was everywhere.
I
yeah.
suppose.
And like the repurposing of stuff really makes it feel like that lived in universe.
Absolutely.
Like the same way like the scrappers and stuff like that is like, it's like people just like, it's here, we're gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then we got past the idea of them being for war in Rogue One when they had the ones with the open backs. Those were just transports. They didn't have the guns on the front with the open backs in Rogue One. So we saw alternate versions of the ATTE as well
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Well, and
Or
that's
AT.
the name is alternate armored transport.
Yep.
So
So to have a crane modified one is it looked so cool.
Yeah, it did.
I give a lot of crap to like the idea is like tank treads are about as versatile as you can get for like moving
Yep.
stuff around. But like if you have we can walk, like human beings can walk over like the most diverse terrain
Absolutely.
of all things if you have a way to balance the thing or whatever, right? So it's
Right.
like given sufficient balancing technology, I suppose having legs like that would make it easier for it to climb over basically anything.
On that planet, think about it in the water, it'd be perfect.
So.
Because you can't use treads like that, but the
Oh yeah, well yeah, the
perfect.
extra height, but that's like specifically thinking like in Hoth, where like a tripwire wrecks your freaking ship.
Yeah. They're cool. That's all that there is to it. They're a fun addition to the Star Wars universe. That was such a cool thing. Like I said, you lived in. That's what it air and breathes. And then the last thing I was going to say about it is we've seen a desert episode, we've seen a frozen episode now, we've seen a water episode. We're already like traveling the universe.
Are they
again.
going to Kashyyyk?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I said they got to do a jungle episode now.
They do. They got to do a jungle
Well,
episode.
Corvus is pretty. Well, it was more plains.
They haven't done
Yeah.
They haven't done anything with like Coruscant yet, have they?
No, they need a good city episode. Good city.
Yeah. Agreed.
But the next thing that is going to come out between now and then is the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Tuesday.
Which I am losing it over that is how awesome it's going to be. I am so excited to see that. So just the Solos? Greedo looks confused to see two Hans.
Do you want to shoot first?
I tried to look it up.
Do they know how long it is? What the runtime is?
I believe that is out. But I looked it up on IMDb, and it does not credit Daisy Ridley for the voice of Rey.
Really? Who is
And
it?
it doesn't. It's not credited yet. So far we know that James Arnold Taylor is Obi-Wan, Matt Lantner is Anakin, and Billy D. Williams is Lando for sure.
That's definitely.
And then-
What's this called?
It's only 44 minutes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
Well, it's just like your standard, like Rudolph,
No.
Frosty. All those were like.
Feature length.
I'm sure How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon. That was only like 45 minutes. Charlie Brown Christmas. They're all shorter.
Yeah.
But I told Jeremy, I was like, the Star Wars Lego special, holiday special, is definitely going to be a Christmas annual movie for us.
It's just so funny, and it's like the Ghost of Christmas.
Please be a
Past.
cape. Please be a cape. That's a wrap.
Yeah. Just all the like if you get to pick at your own things, like everyone was like buff Kylo, and they're like Palpatine's like, "Would you put a shirt on?" Please?" And the voice actor for that Palpatine is one of my favorite portrayals of Palpatine. I would be friends with Lego Palpatine. He is so funny.
He's ridiculous.
In the Lego video games, he is way too funny and cool and hilarious. But I want to say it kind of sounds like Daisy Ridley, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a different actress. But I get to meet my master and my master's master and my master's father.
And my master's father's master.
Yeah, it's just adorable. So
Well, so she would know at that. Well, I guess it depends on when exactly canonically this takes place. But
Oh,
she
the
would
holiday
know-
special?
Yeah, because she would know that that's her grandfather.
she would know. Yes.
So why wouldn't she say "and my grandfather"?
I don't know.
Because of it's my master, my master's master, my master's father's master, and it's just funnier that way than saying, and my grandfather.
Well, yeah, I guess I don't know.
Unless kids watch that for the first time and they don't want it spoiled.
Gabe says Robot Chicken Palpatine is where it's at. You must smell like burnt bacon wrapped in leather.
Oh, who's gonna pay for it? You got an ATM on that Lord Torso light bright of yours? Oh, real original. What the hell is an aluminum falcon? That's straight from the Robot Chicken.
Yeah, no, it's so good. They've done what, like 4 or 5 of
So-
those.
Now-
Robot Chicken did the.
Now that you got me started on that one, when he gets to the Death Star for the first time and his luggage is lost, so he's waiting and he's like, really? Screw you, surfboard. You've gone around 4 times. And why is that even on here? How could you even use that? And then it shows him walking out of the Death Star gift shop and he's sitting in his throne and he's got Death Star sweatpants on. And then he's like, he's sitting there and then the fan kicks on and it's blowing him. So then he's like, oh, and then he goes, oh, bolted to the floor. That's a good idea. He's like, hey, Crayola, get over here. And he grabs the thing and then he's poking it. And then the vent falls and it's blowing full blast. And he goes, watch me tempt fate. Hey, can my day get any worse? And then it shows him getting thrown down the shaft. That comedic timing is the absolute best. It's like boom, 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 boom. So funny. So funny. So yes, Gabe, Robot Chicken, Palpatine. But is it the same guy? Is it the same voice? Because it
I don't think
almost
so.
sounds like it. Now you got to look.
Yeah.
I like the Jar Jar Binks haunting Anakin.
Yeah, he throws him out of the airlock. Oh, Annie, this is so great. Now we're together forever.
Force Ghost Jar Jar.
Yep, Force Ghost Jar Jar.
Poor Anakin. Darth Vader. Oh, Lord.
Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it. So Chris is looking up who played Palpatine in Robot Chicken and who plays him for the Lego Movie. Maybe Kara, you could look up the Lego Movie one on your phone, or look up just even the Freemakers.
Seth MacFarlane did Emperor Palpatine and the Robot Chicken ones.
He did. Well, then it's definitely not Seth MacFarlane.
Let's see.
I want to say it was Sam Witwer.
That sounds familiar.
Sam Witwer is Maul.
He does Palpatine for some of the things.
Oh,
too.
does he?
Yeah, he does. He was. I watched him on like a British like interview show or something, and they had him do like Star Wars impersonations. His Palpatine was like 100% spot on.
That's really cool.
So okay, hold on. That's Clone Wars.
They did Seth MacFarlane. I can't believe how many voices he can actually do though. He was on a British show, Chris, and they had him do the line from Taken as Kermit the Frog, and it was really cute.
So Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. He will be Palpatine.
Aha.
Sam Witwer or whatever.
Yep. He's
you go.
not credited though for the
And no
holiday
one,
special.
yeah, no one's credited for Palpatine in that so far.
Oh. Let's
But
see.
it's by him then. Is it's the same?
I would
music on
imagine
any of the
so.
other Lego stuff. So
So David A says the guy who had the knife to Baby Yoda's throat that gets launched is something that our censor thing caught Motito from The Force Awakens.
really, well, I need to know who Motito is. I wish the censor.
It's like S***JAW.
Huh. We'll have to look that up because I love those connections. Like I said, Iden Versio as the Calamarian guy and all those other ones. Well, dang it. Type it spaced out without our...
Yeah, I'm sorry, a stupid content filter catches stuff like that. I just set it to like, I just copied and pasted a list of words to block, and it's just like slowly going through and like unbanning words.
Did you go to like imanun.com and copy their
That's a completely different website. Yeah, you have to, yes, so put spaces in between each of the letters.
Did you try to type it again and it blocked it?
Yeah, both of them did, and it blocked it again. I don't know what it is.
Do
One letter at a time.
dashes between it?
Oh my goodness, this is the worst.
It's so funny.
I
Well,
suppose
because
I
there's
could
like a
look it up.
20-second lag, too.
Right.
Now we have to sit here and wonder.
Now, who was this again? I could look it up.
The guy who held the knife to Baby Yoda's throat.
Yeah.
Oh, the little guy
Yeah.
from episode 2.
Yeah, the guy that got
Yeah.
jetpacked.
Yeah, the fake Jawa.
Scrap jar. Oh, it's filtering out crap. Give me 1 minute, guys. I will fix that. I apologize. Oh
That's
my
so
goodness.
funny. Yeah, people can say crap.
Filtering. Okay.
I've said that word 100 times tonight.
Let's see here. We can have that. People can say bugger. That's fine. Yep. Crap. That's fine.
Bugger was on the list.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Chris, like,
Oh man, there's some words on here. OMG. People can say OMG. That's fine.
wait, oh, you couldn't say OMG in our chat?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Apparently.
he got it from.
Good Lord. Wow.
There's a lot of different ways you can spell the F word. That's what I've just learned.
All right. Well, now that we're done filtering out our words, hopefully our filter is fixed.
Sorry, guys. Okay, yeah, scrap jaw.
Funny.
That's oh my
Really?
goodness.
Even if it's in the middle of a word.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
It's the world's most secure content filter.
Oh my gosh.
Scrap jaw Motito. Does that sound familiar?
It does. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry, guys.
All right. So we've talked about Xboxes. We've talked about Mandalorian. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Lego. What do you got, Chris?
I explicitly wrote myself a note so I wouldn't forget about this.
Oh boy.
So, Jeremy, you did 23andMe, right?
I did.
And
He's a Neanderthal.
didn't you say that got updated that you might not be as much Neanderthal?
Oh, it's
I'm
more.
more Neanderthal.
Oh,
I'm not-
80%.
No, I have more Neanderthal DNA than 94% of the people who have signed up for 23andMe.
And you work with airplanes.
Yes.
Oh boy. No, so we did Ancestry because that's what my mom does all of her genealogical stuff on.
Yep.
And so it's interesting, even between my sister and I, how different our genetic profiles are. Actually, so give me 1 second because this is all leading to something relevant.
Got it.
I was gonna say, what if I found out I was descendant of Ragnar Lothbrok?
Yeah, she keeps trying to tell me that her ancestors murdered my ancestors, and I said if that was the case,
Everyone's ancestors except for yours were murdering your ancestors.
I guess so.
I mean, I've got Vikings in my history, and Jeremy's over there, his little British self sitting over there, drinking his tea.
All right, so
We had the fertile land, Kara.
Yeah, and my people took it over.
A small part.
So according to this is...
Brad would love this.
So I am 38% Scottish. That's my highest percentage.
Yay! That explains a beard.
34% Norwegian. 10% Eastern European and Russian. And it's kind of hard to see the map, but there's this huge blob that covers, like, that's the area of Russia I might be from, which is like half of Russia.
Dang.
Then England and Northern Europe, Sweden and Ireland kind of round out the bottom, just like generic percents.
Yep.
My sister, so it's like, so this is what my map looks like, sort of,
Okay.
right? My sister's map
Shouldn't it be the same?
Well,
looks like this.
she could have got
No Eastern European at all.
How?
Your building blocks.
Yeah, because there's dominant and recessive
Yep.
DNA. Like there's so the DNA that expresses certain things. The reason my sister and I look different is because we have different expressions of DNA.
Right.
So the Eastern European DNA that I have that is expressing certain
He
whatever.
just got more of that from his dad or his mom. but
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say your dad, because your dad is the Scottish.
The constant. Yeah. Well, so my
That
mom
makes me
apparently has some
sad.
Scottish in her too that they didn't know about because my dad's only half Scottish and I'm just under half.
Got
So
it.
basically, if Steven or AJ did this, it wouldn't tell me anything about me.
Well, no, you can't.
It should be the same general stuff, but it's going to be in different proportions.
Yes,
Because
different-
I tried doing 23andMe.
she doesn't have enough DNA.
I did it twice. They were like, "Oh, we didn't receive enough DNA in your saliva the first time to tell you what you are." They're like, "Send us another one. Less than 0.2% of people
I think it was just
fail
less than
it.
2.
Less than 2% of people fail the second time. I failed the second time as well. I was like,
Yes, Brad, we are still on. We're not talking about Mandalorian anymore.
No.
Either.
No, I just literally said, "Oh, Brad would have loved this."
Yeah, we're talking about
where Chris is
so
from.
this is leading
And that
to
Jeremy's
something really
Neanderthal.
cool. Yeah, so Jeremy's 95% Neanderthal.
and that my ancestors probably killed Jeremy's ancestors.
And my sister and I have like vastly different looking maps. Like she has like some Iceland on there.
Cool.
Crazy.
But for the most part, it's like shit in Finland, Norway, Sweden, all that like Viking
Scandinavian
land.
countries.
Yep.
But so, excuse me. So she has predominantly Scottish ancestry, but she's only 35%.
Got it.
So which means that like there has to be some variability in what both sides
Right.
are giving there or whatever.
Proportions are different.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting, like the amount, because like she has Central European and Northern European, and that's it. And then I have this huge swath that go all the way out to Siberia. I was like, well, that's why I can do a Russian accent so good. Is because
Hi.
10% Russian. I was like, oh, very good. Yes, we did it. Anyway, so like I was looking at my map. And if you look underneath that little part of the there's like that little itty bitty tiny dot,
Yep.
right? And I was like, "What's that tiny dot right there?" So then I'm like looking it up. It's right next to Italy, and it's Croatia, right?
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Croatia, cool." And I was like, "Okay." And it's like sort of like so I just pulled up like Google Maps to figure out what it was, and then I was like, I can't remember what the capital of Croatia is right now, but you start zooming in. And like, you know how like the more you zoom in on Google Maps, it starts showing you more and more like landmarks and
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
The very first landmark to pop up in Croatia, in their capital city, is the Museum of Broken Relationships.
What?
Gosh.
And I was like, oh, what a cool sounding name. I was like, I wonder if that's like diplomatic relations or whatever. No, literally, there are 2 permanent museums and there are other like pop ups that happen Los Angeles and whatever. I apologize for any Croatian nationalists that are watching this. I forget what the name of your capital city is. But they're museums where you send in an object and the story of how that object was related to your broken relationship. And it's just a museum where you look at these artifacts and you read how these people's relationships fell apart.
That's actually really cool.
I was like, that's freaking awesome.
That is cool.
Zagreb.
Zagreb, yep.
Zagreb.
I was like, what a neat thing. It was like so like in one of the pictures you see like this like lawn gnome that's like beat to heck.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and then it's just like, standard looking like a museum thing. It's just like on a plinth, and then behind it is just like a manuscript thing you just like read through and see.
Huh.
And anybody can send in an object and a story. Huh. It just needs to be an object that's related to, or like it doesn't have to be the cause of or the result of, but like something related to the thing and the story of your broken relationship.
Interesting.
I was like, what a very interesting. Brad says you're a clone. That's why your DNA doesn't work.
Ha!
What can I say?
And that's why you're exactly 6 feet tall.
Yep.
Well, that's what's going to be interesting to see our child, because is it going to just be a clone of me then? Is it going to get
Yeah, Kara's synthetic DNA doesn't do anything.
Brad, you weren't supposed to tell anyone.
So all that to say is I learned about this super cool museum. So all that to say, if we get back out to Anaheim, we should try and check out that museum.
Absolutely. Brad,
It's like a 40-minute drive between...
We can have some Clyde's hot chicken.
Oh, heck yeah.
And that
Because
can
we
be-
know Brad wants to eat Clyde's hot chicken.
No, he does. He does want to eat Clyde's
He'll
hot
go
chicken.
with us anyway.
Who doesn't
He
want...
will. He'll just hang out with me and not eat
No,
hot
that-
chicken because I don't like.
Oh,
hot chicken.
he doesn't like spicy foods. does he?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would know that because I'm his number one fan.
Brad's number one fan.
I am. I know that he doesn't like spicy food.
Clearly.
But yeah, so that's just sort of like how the rabbit hole of like comparing our genealogical past led to me learning about this museum of broken relationships in Zagreb, Croatia. And then I was like, so then like I Googled it, and then like it's just like museum of broken relationships.com or something, but then it's like locations and it shows LA and Zagreb, which what a pair.
Right.
Name a more iconic duo.
Right. Oh, wait.
But then it shows like where all these different like pop-ups of like smaller installations of the same type of thing have had, like, so they do like pre-Walmart have done all these different
Interesting.
pop-ups. Like, what a neat idea.
Yeah, I'm going to send one of these in, and this is going to be my breakup with Lego.
I'd send this one.
Yeah,
Really? This one specifically?
The gonk is the worst.
Yeah.
It's the wrong color. It has attachments that it never really has. The back end is
This-
open. The roof doesn't work.
It's just nope.
It's terrible. Brad says, I'll pass on the chicken. I'll wait in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'll wait with you, Brad.
David, got to go. Thank you so much for tonight's show. You guys are
We're wrapping up.
were cooking tacos with me tonight. See you next time. Tacos.
Woo, I love tacos.
Top 2 all-time food.
Yep.
That's amazing. Thanks for joining in with us. Thanks for participating, too. It
Yeah.
makes it so much
Absolutely.
funner.
Absolutely.
Oh, boy.
The only person we're missing is Juliet.
Yep.
She's on
Okay.
Facebook leave.
I know she is because of the social dilemma.
Yep.
Yep.
Now it's because the podcast dilemma.
That's a podcast dilemma.
Well, and we're on YouTube and
Doesn't
Facebook.
mean you can't
and
come and hang out with us, Juliet.
Yep.
But
We give you
Chris,
Jeremy's phone number. It's 1-800.
yeah, right.
8675309.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Chris, take us out.
I guess it's probably about that time. Oh, thank you so much, Land Operations Forces. You guys, as always, incredible participants.
Yes.
Is this actually rolling the outro? No, of course it's not. Click the button. There we go. So, if you made it this far into the video, you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Give it a like if you're watching it in the future on YouTube.
Who put these?
Comment down below with literally anything related to any of the stuff we talked about. We love interacting with you guys down in the comments. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video or go live. Thank you guys so much for watching. And of course,
May the force be with you.